Hey guys, welcome to the Heart of David. Hope you're doing well. This video today is about the Hegelian dialect. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain it in any depth. I need your prayers, guys. I need your prayers for my abdomen. There's just a lot going on in my life and a lot of stress, and I need your prayers. I don't even know if I'll be able to explain this properly because it's causing me a lot of anxiety. It's like I'll just stop there. Our world is not the same, right? You know that. And you have to ask yourself, when did it change? At what point did this change? And I've said this a number of times, that if a person got in an accident, right? A car accident or whatever it is, and they got knocked out and they lost consciousness and they were in a coma for, let's just say they went in a coma in 2016 and they woke up right now, what do you think they would wake up to? They'd wake up to a high level of, well, not just change. What would they see? It's Sunday. It's June 1st, and it's 50 degrees out. I'm telling you, this is a commonality. And, you know, my own daddy always, every time I say to him, I say, Dad, the weather has changed the whole world. He'll throw stats at me and be like a scientist, right? I'm like, the weather has changed all over the world. And, you know, for you, maybe it's normal where you live, but our earth is moaning and groaning. So if a person woke up, I'm having a hard time catching my breath. That's what my issue is. And I need your prayers for that. It is my abdomen, but it's also mixed with stress. I need your prayers for that, please. It's better being honest than not, right? I don't know how many videos I'm going to be able to make in the next while, but I really wanted to talk about this issue. You know, like some of my abdominal disorders cause an inability to burp up, and I become very breathless, or it squeezes my throat. And of late, it's been like really anxiety-inducing. So, but I just want to talk about this. If a person woke up from a 2016 coma right now, they would see that our weather has shifted. They would see that people are more irritable, more on edge, and they would wonder what's going on. They would see AIs here. They would see that every country seems to be at each other's throat. They would see all these wars. They would see the Ukraine war. They would see the Middle East war. They would see all the other wars. There's a lot of them, and I'm not going to name them all. They would also see that there's nuclear threats being thrown around every single day. They would see that there's volcanoes. Have you seen in Hawaii, there's one 1,000 feet high. It's a lava fountain 1,000 feet high. There's volcanoes going off. It's the whole groaning of civilization. Our sun is emitting like, what is it called? G 2.7, 2.8 flares, things we haven't seen in so long. It was a point of COVID, but it was when there was a lot of deception that came out, right? There was a ton of deception, and they demonized you, and then came the Ukraine war. And guys, we're in World War III. Don't trick yourselves and think we're not. It's the West against the East. It gave them the option to have a proxy war against Russia. It's amazing how Russia hasn't made it any further than they have, but if you're in what I believe that the Antichrist is here, and his name is Donald Trump, and the false prophet could be Elon Musk due to Neuralink equaling 666, but because he makes fire come down from heaven. But I want to stay on topic. Everything we need in biblical prophecy is here right now. Lord, who has believed our report? And to who has the arm of the Lord been revealed? People are so blind to the things that are happening around us. Like, it's unbelievable. I don't force things upon people. I tell them things, and they don't hear. Their ears are stuffed. This is what I see. The Hegelian Dialect, okay? I said this before I even understood it was a Hegelian dialect. When the Biden administration was in power, you saw disaster after disaster after disaster. They would leave their people and not save them from the things that were horrible things that were happening to them. Think of all the floods and all the fires and that type of stuff. I just wanted to say something on the side here. Canada seems to be one of the ones who wants to help split the land of Israel. I live in Canada. Man, this is not Canada that I know. But they're one of them. And I find it no coincidence that we broke the biggest record for forest fires 2 years ago. These forest fires are the biggest we've ever seen on Earth in recent memory. They're back. They're back. They're here again. And I wonder if it's because of that, trying to split the land of Israel. Give me a second, guys. I gotta catch my breath. What do you do when it's so tight in here, right? I'm going through a kidney stone. I know that much because I can feel it pounding down there, but something new. Anyways, I need prayers for that again. You see bad things happen. These fires are massive. They're gigantic. You can't even imagine. I remember one day all the smoke blew this way, where I live. You couldn't go outside. If you went outside, you risked, the smoke going in your lungs. You had to close our windows and everything. That's a far way away from me. All of our provinces were on fire. So the Biden administration, they weren't doing anything. They were him and his son, the laptop, all those things. If that was 20 or 30 years ago, they would have been out of power right away. But there's a reason. One thing that has to happen is America has to split. Because they were kind of a beacon of the world, and they're letting in as many migrants as possible. Well, what is this? Right? What are you doing? And you look around the world and you see, Canada has let in the most people per population. This is like the UK, like Western countries. Canada. We were the richest country, by the way, in the world, or top 3 anyways. I think we were number 1 at one point for a long time. Now our systems are, listen, I have nothing against anyone, but these are immigrants who they're bringing in, who are plugging up our hospital systems and choking it. We can't afford homes anymore because of it. And they're using our own laws against us. This is from God, okay? We deserve it from taking God out of school. Not all school. I mean, Catholic schools, but even Catholic, right? They don't know the real God. Not the system, not the people. I'm not saying all the people. It appears that there's some kind of agenda going on. That is apparent to that should be apparent to anyone. Why are they doing this? They don't give you an answer. They don't answer at all. In hearings, it seems every leader is either attached to the economic forum or something to that degree. In America, I saw exactly what happened. They were trying to make, this is the Hegelian dialect, they're trying to make villains out of one side to bring in the hero. Do you get that? So everything you see now with the Antichrist, Donald Trump, has all been planned out to make you think, oh, they're getting a win here, they're getting a win there. It's not. Under their noses, they're changing everything. Does it appear? Can you give me give me 1 million success stories that is not the elites that he has helped? Because I hear them complaining. He's not doing anything that we promised. So there it is. A whole new world order. There it is. I wondered, and the world was wondering, what happened to the United States during the Biden administration? Why wouldn't he help his own people, but yet help people everywhere else? I don't know. The world changed. And when the Ukraine war came, and through COVID, it was all deception. It's all deception. And now listen to this. And I've expressed this too. That, man, my thoughts too, when I get kidney stones, my thoughts race. I got to think of what that was. Just give me a second. It was something good. It was something good. There's just oh yes, well, I'm thinking of the book of Daniel. I've expressed this, that none of the stuff that you see happening could have happened without social media. Just take a look. If you go do your research, you're going to find what I found. Social media officially began in 2010. What year is it? It's 15 years. That's all it's been. To destroy the fabric of what we are, who we were, and to replace us with robots and AI. And I think a lot of people, like the elites that you like to call them, just the super rich, they're happy to take away your autonomy and your happiness and this is where it's leading. We're at the end of time. Now, another thing I see constantly is this thing about UFOs. They're so brazen that, can you remember when the Mexican government, came out and said, yes, we have evidence of an alien, and they showed this little thing that looks so stupid. People were laughing at it, right? They're telling us about this thing under Egypt now, under the pyramids. They keep telling us, and this is the way it is. I heard this on Jamie Walden. And this is what I hypothesized myself, that they're going to keep bringing in discoveries to play you, to keep your attention, to do all that. In the book of Daniel, the book of the end, it couldn't have happened without computers, and knowledge shall increase. They're tricking us. They're lying to us. They're evil. Just think about it. Think of how many years were before. Oh man, I forgot to record. Think of how many years were of time there has been before 2010. Let's just say before World War II, life was, there wasn't much increase in information and all those different things changing and stuff like that. And then we get the radio, the telegraph, the radio, trains, whatever, steam engines, all that, all the way up to where we are now. And so social media comes, and it's only been 15 years. That's all it took to tear us apart, to tear people apart, to tear the family apart, to tear everything apart, to set people against one another, to have the Tower of Babel. Here we are, right? I think that's about what I want to say. And wait, wait. I'm not well, guys. What was the point of letting in whatever it was, 10, 20 million people? And this could be true. And I heard this from Jamie Walden, to bring in ID, a certain type of ID that everyone must have. Do you see that type of thing coming? I kind of do. I'm not sure about that, but all the carnage and all the things that just shouldn't be happening, there's a purpose in their eyes. And the last thing I want to say is, I can't wait until God destroys them all. Yes, I want people to be saved, but I want to be away from all evil and people who plan deceit, because they don't deserve to live. That's what I think. I hope they turn to God. Is it the people who hide under Revelation 6, seal 6? Hide us from the wrath of the Lamb.